Larson here, welcome to the new Synthesize Sunday episode, and today is a huge day because this new synth Ghost just came out and it blows my mind what it does. I made a few presets for this synth that you can download with this project from my Patreon below, with tons of other very cool Ableton projects for drum, bass, dubstep, even other styles. And also click here for my academy if you want to dig deep into music production. But right now, let's jump into it. Right, so here is this little beat once again. Cool, so these are the basses. Everything is so dirty, so powerful and aggressive. I love the sound of this synth. Okay, so the guns have three layers. We have this bass, this one, and this little thing. So I prepared a few presets for Ghost for you guys, and you can download along with this project from my Patreon below, with millions of other drum, bass and dubstep and like crazy amount of stuff up there on my Patreon. Alright, so let's jump into Ghost. Now, if you are familiar with FM9, you will be familiar with Ghost too, because it basically is FM9 and Serum combined. I love it because this is what we always wanted, honestly. So if you're familiar with FM9, you know that if you right click on the operators here in the FM matrix, that is a sound generator part of the synth, you can activate them. So let's activate operator B, and if you click on them, you can choose the waveform or the sound generator, the sound source in this little window. So as you can see, it is B. You can choose from the operators here also, and it updates the FM matrix too. So let's go with operator B with a wavetable coming from the factory library, like this classic whatever, and you can go through the wavetable. If you click on morph, it automatically morphs the cycles. Alright, very cool stuff. First of all, let's connect operator B to A, which means that operator A is going to FM modulate operator A now. Very cool stuff. And if you start playing with the wave or the other warping modes, and we have some extra low pass, frequency shifting and stretching algorithms, and what you can do in the matrix is just crazy. Okay, so you can also filter the operator. So every operator has its own dedicated filter and distortion module. So let's low pass this classic pulse wavetable. You can hear how it changes the sound instantly. And I can still distort it after the filter. We can still play around with the wavetable position, or the warping mode, or we can go with the pitch shift. So many possibilities. There is this little button here where you can change what you want to do first, the distortion or the filter. This is again crazy good stuff. You can hear how it changes the sound. We can add unison voices to every operator, up to 16 voices. Detune the voices. With this you can change the unison voice stacking and the stereo width. Okay, let's go back to initial here. And also you can change the pitch. So this is the rate that might be familiar for you from operator, Ableton operator, that is basically a frequency multiplier, the semitones, fine tuning, and the tuning that can go up to 48 semitones. I like to use the rate. Let's go back to the FM matrix for a few seconds. If you drag this arrow or little box, it means that the operator is going to feed back to itself. You can imagine how easily it will go into a noise direction. You can do the same thing here. So this way A is going to frequency modulate B and B is going to frequency modulate A. Again, very easy to overdo this. We are already in the noise direction. But you can do that, and this is the beauty of this synth and also FM9, because you can create crazy FM matrices, crazy sounds that you can still affect, still transform, do whatever you want and modulate. The possibilities are endless here. It is very easy to see everything at the same place. As you can see, if you just click on the operators, everything is updated in these little windows. Everything is at one place. It's very easy, not confusing at all. I love it. Okay, so there is one more thing, and I suggest you to do this. If you want to use an extra sub, activate, for example, operator F and let it go out. So this bottom row shows the output of these operators. So if you deactivate them, you can do whatever, but you won't hear any result. Only if you let go out something. And of course, you can always distort the sub or do whatever you want with that. Cool, so we have lots of modulators. So we have more than 3 envelopes. It is the same with Serum. If you used up all, new ones open until 6. The same with LFOs. Also, we have frequency modulators, which means that if you drop it on the tune, for example, on operator A, from this point, the notes that you hit on your keyboard won't matter at all, because you can only use this slider to set the pitch of the sound. So I can go up higher on my keyboard. It doesn't matter. What only matters is this modulator and this stuff here. But the note that you are playing on your keyboard won't matter at all. Very, very interesting stuff, especially for drums. Also, we have some random modulators, key tracker, velocity, aftertouch, and I don't know what this is, honestly. Cool, let's go to the FX. I love this section because the FX windows are so huge, you can see everything clearly. The filter section, my favorite distortion, because it's the same that you are used to in Rift, for example. You can choose different distortion type for the positive and for the negative phase. And if you start filtering this now, instant acid. Every effect in Ghost sounds really powerful and strong. I so love it. Also, we have an OTT here. And we also have the matrix for the modulations that might be familiar from Serum. If you want, you can use 4 macros at the same time. Yeah, this is why I told you that this synth is basically FM8 combined Serum. It just blows my mind how powerful this synth is. Let me play a few sounds for you from the factory library. You can go to factory, click on bass and find a few interesting ones. So aggressive. Yes, as you can hear, this synth is crazy powerful, very, very easy to come up with crazy sounds. Once again, everything is coming from Ghost here. Right, so grab this project from my Patreon below with tons of other stuff, and click here for my academy if you want to learn more about music production and EDM. See you guys next time. Peace.